to Liberia.
That is correct.
But not in order to see you.
No, not exactly, no.
He was in transit going to where?
Burkina Faso.
What for?
Well, remember, I just mentioned that discussions had taken place about members of the RUF and the junta amongst delegations that wanted to travel out, and specifically Bokari, and I think from the junta, there was some Musa, if I'm not mistaken. But there was a general discussion that some attention will be given to members of the RUF and junta that wanted to go outside, and their request was based on the fact that they wanted to speak to other African leaders to discuss peace and different things. And it was generally accepted that they could come through and make those trips. And this was one of the trips that he wanted to come through. And since it had been discussed among heads of state, in fact, and even some of the, if I'm not mistaken, the United Nations representatives were aware of this particular move on some of these people, by some of these people, excuse me. He was permitted to come through.
Professor, could I seek a clarification? Where was Sam Bokari coming from?
Sierra Leone.
Passing through Liberia.
That is correct.
To go through?
Burkina Faso.
And did you know he was his final destination was Burkina Faso?
To the best of my knowledge, that was what I knew. As to whether he continued up to other places, he did not convey that to me, but I knew that he was en route to Burkina Faso because Burkina Faso was also playing a constructive role in peace. So with that, since I can almost say the international community knew about it and that it was not a problem with them passing through.
And did you provide any assistance for the trip to Burkina Faso?
No, I did not provide any assistance for the trip to Burkina Faso. And
did Bokari go on to Burkina Faso by himself, or were there others in his party?
No, Sam Bokari came with a small delegation from reports that reached to me. I'm sure on that delegation, the one person whose name I keep remembering, and I don't know the other people, is Eddie Kane, I'm sure was on that delegation, from what I can remember from the reports. He came, Eddie Kane was on that delegation, and they traveled.
Can you identify anybody else apart from Eddie Kane?
No, I mean, no, I can't remember any of them. I remember Eddie from the first, and when the report came that he had come with a small delegation and were traveling, I can vividly remember the name Eddie Kane.
Mr. Taylor, you're aware that one of your alleged co-conspirators is a man called Ibrahim Bar?
Yes, that's what I'm told.
Do you know an Ibrahim Bar?
Oh, yes, I do.
When did you first come across Ibrahim Bar?
Ibrahim Bar came into Liberia as one of the boys with Dr. Manny, Kukuya Sambasanya, and had left Liberia many, many years along with Kukuya Sambasanya himself. But I knew of the name.
Yes. And how well did you know Ibrahim Bar?
Well, I would say not very well, because Ibrahim Bar was one of Dr. Manny's boys. He was not an associate of mine.